Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Day, the one and only master of propaganda. Your only sanctioned source of community entertainment, off here to a 2 vs 2 on road to Kharkov. In the north it is Mute and Predator fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, leading the 1st Guards Mechanized Corps in a full-on assault against German lines, with NKVD immediately chosen nearby. Mute with KV-8's radio intercept, comes a command squads, Scorched Earth policy, and anti-tank artillery infantry, and Predator here with counterattack. Shock rifle and airborne troop triple infantry vest, and south it is Pofanyxes and Stephen. 5 years in a row rode the most charming Australian of all Australia, and 5 times in a year as well rode it the least Australian of all Australians. But anyways, we got Pofanyxes here with elite troops featuring stun grenades, stormtroopers, G43s, Panzer Tactician, Tiger Racers, and Stephen with Blitzkrieg, fortified armor, and joint operations. Bulletins are pretty much all infantry with a bit of punch on an MG42 as well for Stephen. Stephen heading eastwards with the Pioneers MG42. Southwest we got Pofanyxes. Moving ahead with double grenadiers on MG42 here. And we got a double concert here for both Soviet players. Pushing out those Pofanyxes to challenge the fascists as the assault towards Berlin moves on. And the Germans here with the 24th Panzer Division are thrown into the melting pot of war here to stop them, to at least buy time for more reinforcements to arrive. So we got points being set up, PMG42 there holding up, as well as sandbags down here for Stephen, as city advance of the glorious fatherland, barbed wire sandbags here, as well as the nations of North Country right here as Stephen's assault so far going up well. Worth noting this area has been fortified, or reinforced with sandbags around the light cover here. Opponent can't make use of, at least apparently they can, but at least gives him some better cover here without having to stuff himself into the building. Sandbags up here for Stephen. Cautious approach there by Stephen and the Germans. In the south here we got Predator moving up, they're also steady slow advance here. Neither side really making any overt pushes. We got fast special rifle command up here for Predator, likely going to be a sniper here to try and deal with Stephen's MG42. Comes to the already in heavy cover, and of course with heavy cover there again, they can hold up against MG42 better. So nice setup there by Predator. Few upon else being held up by a counter squad. Seems going to have to go for deep flank, but in fact the rest of Stephen's force moving towards the centre where they're being held up here by Mute, but looks like he's trying to support Pofanyxes here around the south. Pofanyxes being held up here as well by a well fortified position. So Stephen, by diverting forces from the north here towards the centre south, can effectively assist Pofanyxes and maybe overcoming Mute's position. Of course he needs to be mindful of here, of course, one good flank. Could see Stephen's northern flank here down, but there you go. Predator now putting pressure and Stephen made it hard for him to keep up this. We got no more additional infantry for Stephen. We got 4 grenadiers for Pofanyxes, so he's definitely going to go for heavy on the G43s. They're going for the deep flank. 2 thumbs up to Predator there for this smooth maneuver. Special Rifle Command, they're done. And again, I'm expecting a sniper here from Predator any moment now, though of course he could go for scout cars and penal troopers. Mute slightly discombobulated. His position slightly forced to rearrange here to the threat now going on the flanks. And there you go, Predator's in fact going for the sniper. Stephen not going for anything yet. Pofanyxes with an MG42 finally. Pretty heavy tier 1 there. Go counter down the 5 for the MG42. Stephen still got a gun squad counter flank of the MG42. They go Pofanyxes routed as they come under unceasing fire of the MG42. The southeast standoff continues between Pofanyxes and Mute, and apparently part of his result they got stuck in some barbed wire there. Less ground there. Stephen has in fact taken up going for the light mechanized company and adding Panzer Grenadier. So a very light tier 1, in particular for 2 vs 2, just double grenadiers, 1 MG42. In 1 vs 1 matches, that would be sort of more of a common one, but in 2 vs 2, that is actually a bit on the rare side. So bolt strike there by Stephen. But in this case, I think the pans out nice. But there you go, now Mute's on the warpath here against Pofanyxes in the south. Pofanyxes has not command points right now. Oh, loses a grenadier squad as the assault from Mute shoes. No stop slowing down. Tearing apart German infantrymen thrown in the way. Up north, his sniper ready to bleed out Stephen. There you go, gets the first kill in the grenadier squad there. Panzer Grenadiers ready there for Stephen. We'll see what Stephen goes all out, but I expect possibly a 2-2. We also got a medic banker up in his base. In the south here, Mute grabbing the center of southern victory point. Center we're seeing Stephen and Mute finding out as well. There's meanwhile up north. Predator is very slowly pursuing Stephen, but not at a particular rapid pace. We also got takedown there for Pofanyxes. We've got this bomb coming up there for Mute. Medic's also ready there for Mute. Got pressure, and there we go. Sniper moving up here. We got still 1 kill, but that could quickly become 2 kills. Got his punches moving up. Pumas on the way there for Predator as well. Interesting pick. There we go. Almost got a counter squat. There we go. Getting a wipe there on Predator. Very good there by Stephen. These Predators slightly more exposed to the Panzer moving forward here through the ditches. Looking to snuff out those Soviet witches. Grenadiers backing up there, but I don't think it's looking great. He's too much out next cover, taking too much easy damage. Needs to retreat there, fall back. And in fact, he's lost the MG42. Oh dear, nice flank of a Mute. Taking advantage of Steven not paying attention for a few fateful moments and stealing the MG42. 2 thumbs up to Mute. Great battlefield sense there. Eviscerating blow. Constant with their route in the south, we got here the Pofanyxes holding up the Grenadiers MG42. 250.5 from for Pofanyxes. Likelihood of it being a flame for half tech is, I think, incredibly high. As for Steven, nothing further going on there. Bemoaning the loss of his MG42 and perhaps even establishing a small shrine by his computer to mourn the loss. But there you go, Constant moving ahead here, and there you go. Steven goes for Blitzkrieg, summoning his most aggressive, ruthless aspect of himself. We got more punches in there for Steven, as the power of the Blitzkrieg consumes his whole soul, his mind. Predator is now the only player without a doctrine. In the south here, Pofanyxes is duking out here with Mute. Of course, Predators keen to support here, exploiting any weakness they're left behind by Steven's retreat from the front line. Thumbs up there to Predator. May of course consider some mines as well. We've got anti-tank rifles up there quickly looking to seal off any potential light vehicles, since that's typically what's going to follow up on this. Steven still not going for anything. He's actually planning a fast tech for this bomber call. That is actually a possibility. Bit risky, obviously, but in 2 vs 2 matches, these risks can somewhat be mitigated. Then the other chap puts up enough aggression and pressure on the opponent. So we'll have to see what it ends up with. We've got light machines if some of Steven's going to deal it. Pofanyxes has yet to upgrade his troops with G43s, so that seems slightly weird. Then went for the elite troop, though. Of course, there's still obviously Stormtroopers, Panzer Tactician, and the Tiger Ace, and in this case it's also worth knowing both Steven and Pofanyxes have access to Panzer Tactician, allowing for smoother disengagements, but also of course the ability to use the Panzer Tactician, the ability to cover up advances as well by rushing in the vehicle, popping smoke, and then letting out the troops to pass through the smoke. In the centre we got Steven's Panzer moving ahead here for the glory of the 24th Panzer Division. So the infantry scattering here in the face of such an assault. And there you go, Predator going for shock rifle, calling shock troops, going for the Kharkov as well. They good read by Steven. Graham needs some victory point here. Pums are then about going to be running into some serious issue. There you go, Panzer moving in there, engaging them in a bad place there for Predator, and his men are forced to retreat here as German lead is unloaded on them in significant amounts. At the same time, Steven going for a beautiful flank here around Mute's positions as Pofanyxes leads the head-on assault there. Great flow there by Steven. He's really sort of mastered this to a degree, it feels like. Finding every opportunity to like just spot a gap and then just charge his Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, assault. Oh! Blimey. Hit on mine that cost him the Grenadier squad, and obviously out the Panzers as well there. Nice turnaround there by Predator. Good work mining. As always, mines are important. Definitely harmful there to Steven. Takes a bit of the wind out of his sails there. But again, I'm getting the feeling he might try and soon push for the support core and then rush up medium armor. In the south here, the Mute's positions are being slowly degraded, but Mute is ready to counterattack with a half-track, the M5 half-track. Lend-Lease issue. The Americans primarily used the M5 half-track for Lend-Lease, since the armor of it was actually weaker compared to the M3 half-track. So they would typically hand out the M5 to their allies and anyone else, and keep the M3 to themselves. An additional fun fact about the M5 half-track is it actually had mountings for adding machine guns on the sides here and there, so technically could actually mount a total of 3 machine guns to find all sorts of directions. Thing is though, most armies never used it. Probably thought it wasn't worth it. But it's a little fun fact there. It's a little fun fact. There you go, Court manned up here on the M5 half-track, increasing its firepower significantly against German infantry and light vehicles. Up north, the Predator is getting a bit more aggressive, but I feel like he could have been more aggressive as Steven at times. Steven's got the Panzer Grenadiers ready, and there goes, in fact, going for the tech. This is a rapid tech strategy here from Steven. Good work there. Again, it's going to rely on Pofanyxes then having the anti-tank and vehicle counters there ready at hand. Otherwise, this could quickly turn sour for the German army. Predator, meanwhile, is taking up himself. Very good. Could go for a fast T7 here. Of course, go for the HM6, depending on what they suspect is happening. They may or may not be aware of the possibility. Steven, of course, is going for a fast Tier 3 here. At least a rapid Tier 3. And certainly if Steven can hit them with a fast, Ostwind or Panzer 4. Oh, we got Pofanyxes up. That certainly helps also deal with some of the lack of anti-tank or anti-tank firepower, though he should be careful not upgrading all of them with Pofanyxes. I'd definitely not be a fan of that one. Flamethrower rushing forwards again there, going for the MG42. But there we go, Veterans 1 gained. Oh dear, smoke popped here though. Nice save by Pofanyxes. In the centre, conscript about the north side there. Predator could still feel doing more pressure there. Got the sniper moving up here, and his penal troops supporting here. Mute as well. Overall, both sides actually good at working together. 2 thumbs up to all 4 players in this regard. Very good to see there. Also got Defensive sleeping out to some of the Grenadiers, and we got the command squad out for Mute. A bit of backbone being provided there to the troops. Drive me closer, I want to hit them with my sword. Wrong game, Commissar, wrong game. Oh, I keep doing that. Bang it there, quick off it, but decides not worth it. Or just doesn't see the opportunity. Punches as the conscript there being slowly hosed down. Bit of skirmishing far up north here between pioneers and the conscripts. Finding those mercy surrender around these small set of farm buildings. Getting a wipe somewhere, but the MG42 is being pushed back, but the MG42 using insanely armored pigeon rounds. Thumbs up to Mute. It's an incredibly powerful ability, you can see there. Conscript routed. A lot of action, a lot of bleeding. Got this issued 6M out here for Predator. Stephen meanwhile can build as a promo core now, and would not be able to push out a pretty fast source from here as the Soviets, though of course he may go for the Panda 4. We got here a munitions cache, interestingly enough here, from Stephen you'd figured, like, in particular with his rush strategy, go for fuel cache to support him and his teammate, but in a twist there, he's actually going for munitions. Also a bit strange, considering that the troops, for example, his teammate's doctrine doesn't have like a lot of like outlets for munitions, well of course his own does have, so well, I'm not saying shouldn't cause focus on his own strategies. He kind of figured for outside fuel cache, but there you go, got a wipe there on Pofanyxes, losing Grenadier squad here. Units being wiped out, though, just oh dear, that's a wipe there with a grenade. So many casualties being inflicted. Flamefire taking us to hit this up game 6. Utter chaos reigns here. As the 24th Panzer Division, one of the first guards making us Coh2 continue to clash violently. Flamefire being pushed back, their conscript being scorched alive. Panzer there, close to 52. There you go, Salk coming about the Grenadiers half track. Knocked out with the Pack 40. Punishing Mute there for extending uncautiously. Up north, you got the Grenadiers in northern victory point. Back here, just reinforcing. No further check there from the surge. Stevens got the Supremo Cop, and he's going for a fast flak panzer, the Ostwind. Grenadiers versus conscript, Grenadiers routed though. Meanwhile, we got the shock troops hot in pursuit of the Panzerjägers, forcing retreat there. Pofanyxes there versus the Grenadiers. Flamefire taking up there. More light machines up there for Stephen. In the south, bit of skirmishing here, Mute though pushing forwards with a large assembly of infantry led by the Commissar. I think Pofanyxes is going to have to give up until he got some armour, or at least Stephen can bring up his own armour. Worth noting, Pofanyxes has yet to take up. They could actually also be pushing for medium armour soon himself. Our way, Stephen's flak panzer is out. In the south here, though, Pofanyxes is trying to stall Mute's assault is encountering some issues. He should just retreat there. Lost the MD42 there, too slow retreat there by Pofanyxes. And Stephen's flak panzer is unfortunately not there either, so he's going to have to try it, but there you go. Lose the gun, he's losing the light machine, he may still lose the MD42. In fact, no, but he's doing his back to boosting the nearby conscripts with the comms commands, but increasing the firepower. Flak panzer arriving, narrowly saving the MD42. Narrowly saving the MD42 and possibly getting up here in the retreating conscripts, and there we go. Still not a great gauge there for Pofanyxes, in with Stephen around there to bail him out with the Ostwind. He took some significant losses. Up north though, Stephen has, even with the Ostwind, made significant gains against Predator without machine guns, and just the sniper is going to struggle here to hold back Stephen's veteran Panzer Grenadier, in particular now they're backed up with the flak panzer. But we see the Predator's taking ahead here, very good. Mechanized Armor Company and Mute though has also done that. He's going for the T-3476. Predator's likely going to push for one as well. Down the road, of course, we might see an IS-2 heavy tank out here for Predator and the Red Army. Here we got Grenadiers up against the conscripts. Machine gun being pulled back. We got the T-3476 halfway done. As for Pofanyxes, yet to see any tech there. I'm a bit worried about that, but I'm grabbing the northern point here. Panzer hitting another mine. Panzerjägers on watch. And Mute finding his control of the farmstead here. rapidly being reduced here by Pofanyxes and Stephen. Again, Stephen and Pofanyxes really good at working together there. Of course, Mutant Predator's also pretty good at it. But there you go. Constant charge force at the flak panzer. We got 7 kills on it. But there you go. An anti-tank grenade does damage the engine. Assault coming up. And there you go. Mute's T-34-6 has arrived. Constant routed. Flamethrower's burning away there. 14 kills. Burning through the Frontovix there. Stephen could theoretically go for a command tank, but I think a regular one here, Stu, would be probably a better choice for now. But he could go for the command tank. Could go for it. But I think both players are going to be pushing for medium armor. I don't think the command tank's will be the greatest choice. There they go. Pack 40 on Pofanyxes' command. Close to being taken out here by Predator and Mute as they form up for an assault here on the center. Flamethrower leading a counterattack backed up by grenades on the flank. Stephen is also lining up for something in the north, but he has yet to make his move there. Punitive Destructor was rather grenades on the heavy fire. They've got the T-34-6 moving up there. 3 kills already. And Predator going for a Katyusha. Interesting pick here. Would expect to be medium armor. And finally, Pofanyxes, by the way, is taking up. Very good. As for Stephen, you can soon go for a regular Panther 4 here. He's going for another. He's going for snapping. I don't think he went for that. I was going for snap. Then you need to push back on the flag panzer. He got 441 to 29. They're fighting around the side. They got grenade off. Ooh, got saved there by the wreckage of the half track previously, but that was a really close one there for Pofanyxes. We got the flamethrower. We got T-34's ready to assist as well here. No anti-tank weapon within easy reach. And the south here, Pofanyxes sees his lines being overwhelmed here as Mute leads a brutal assault in on him. Seizing the southern eastern point here. Finish with the T-34-6 and the center panzers with the conscripts, the Frontovix, and the flak panzer spews out hot death. Mute meanwhile is going for another half track. Possible reinforcement, or possibly for anti-aircraft purposes. He may be worried about German anti-tank firepower from above, and so wishes to bring in the anti-aircraft tactic to shut down the possibility of the Luftwaffe doing anything. Panzer's going to see northwards here. We got the Predator in defense position. Predator tends to be a bit on overall the defensive generally, I find it seems. Back here we got more control there from Mute. Oh, looks like we're seeing a fuel cache here from Predator to support him and his teammate with more fuel. Predator's going to be setting up here for a push for the IS-2 heavy tanks, and fuel caches would of course assist in that one significantly. Meanwhile, Stevens built a second munitions cache, so they're getting quite a bit of munitions, and again, largely I think for Stevens just to fuel his own air support down the road. They of course also gets more grenades. Depends on the way for Stephen. Pofanyxes still not doing much there. He is going for tier 4. But obviously, if he's planning, it could be that they're leapfrogging in terms of tech. So if Stephen rushed ahead for the Supremo core, it could be that Pofanyxes will be rushing ahead there for tier 4. Maybe Panthers or even trying to start up for the tag race. That would be, I think, a bit more risky. Shocker was going for a nice flank here, getting behind Pofanyxes' troops, routing them. Very good there by Predator. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Machine gun round. Here's the gunners on Pofanyxes and Stephen's command. Make a push for the southern victory point as well. There you go. Panzer all ready for Stephen. Mission 6 moving ahead. Got incendiary ready there for Predator. T-34 there, 5 kills, that's into 1. Another push here by Mute. Bit surprised that Mute hasn't gone for Mortar. We got a second field kit for Predator. So, where the Germans have gone for double munitions cache, the Surtech's have gone for double fuel caches, though a bit later than the Germans still. That is really going to help Mute get out more armor in the short term, and of course allow Predator to move faster towards the IS-2, which I imagine is the primary motivation for it. But still, double fuel cache is also great help. There you go, lost his anti-tank fuel squad here to the Panther 4 and the Flak Panzer. A stinging blow there. He's going for a third fuel cache. Wow, Predator's going all in there. I think 3 fuel caches, particularly with this position here, is a bit much for Predator, to be honest. Like, that is 750 manpower in a short span of time being pushed towards fuel caches. I feel like this could be a bit of no extension in terms of economy here from Predator. We'll have to see, of course, but I mean, if it doesn't get spotted, they somehow manage to like hold on for long enough. I mean, it's still like 9 extra fuel per minute they're getting out of this, and that can quickly become a faster IS-2 there. But it is nonetheless, I think, a bit risky there at Predators. 3 fuel caches, no matter how you look at it, is still risky. At least 3 fuel caches in that short amount of time. Fuel cache there spotted. Tifa foot back in the Panzer 4 there, pinned from the armoured geek spotted as well there. Of course, the air reconnaissance should pretty much at this point tell Stephen and Pofanyxes by extension that hang on, the Soviets have gone for 3 fuel caches, so they're probably going to be deducing they're going to A, get hit by a lot of tanks, but also there's likely been something big coming their way. I mean, I can see Stephen's going to move in to deal with the fuel caches. Thumbs up there to Stephen. Good use of air reconnaissance. I believe Stephen's actually a player who's a big believer in reconnaissance fight, so that's nice there. International fight going on here, Tifa running through. Trying to threaten Pofanyxes and Stephen maybe draw away attention from the fuel caches, but it started to challenge Stephen. Despite best attempts, there you go. The fuel cache actually narrowly survives that. They might even lose the punch, but they pay Jaeger to the shock from on the flank here. Thumbs up to Predator. Really good punch from there on Stephen. No, no, they get away, they get away. So close though. Oh, grenade didn't go off that particularly well. Newt, I'm not entirely going for there. Go, got Nation 5 tank destroyed. Tifa Force 6 in trouble trying to be hauled away there, but may not make it back home for Borscht. Snarl with 8 kills there. Shock Troops comes right in the center of the flag punch with 15 kills. Blitzkrieg so south here to help support Pofanyxes versus Mute Assault, which is starting to gain really a large amount of ground. There goes some 6 moving up here, pushing back. The flag panzer comes to command squad, being decimated by the German Panzerwaffe. Casualties piling up at a rapid pace. Down south flame after need repairs. Sturm Panzer for Pofanyxes to help deal with infantry support weapons. Not what I'd expect to be rushed out there, but fair enough. As for Stephen, what is he planning? Hard to say. They could go for another Panther 4 soon, or go for a command tank. Could of course also go for the might of the Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Got the issue 5 out here for Mute. Would later be sort of, so to say, upgraded with the issue 5M. Standing for modern technically it's just mostly because they're actually preparing for the issue 100, but they didn't have the guns ready in time, so the Jews began making issue 5s with the hull of the issue 100. And then that would be replaced by the issue 100, though. The issue 100 hit very, very late in the war, like 1945, and had some of the same issues like the Yak Panzer IV did, in that the gun was actually a bit too big, and so had some issues with balancing the entire thing. But fun fact there. Then the champion comes in the center, got the flak panzer moving up. Assault gun bombarding here, veteran 3 ace level, nice work there. Fuel cache have not been repaired, something Predator could consider, but still, with the 3 fuel caches, he's certainly helped push himself a bit faster towards the IS-2. Of course, by extension, help his teammate push towards more armor as well. So, you know, thumbs up, but again, it's not something I'd recommend to the average player, and honestly, I'm a bit surprised they haven't lost a single one of the fuel caches already. Panther moving out. Pioneers ready. Sturm Panzer moving up. 5 kills so far, but not landing like any of the big hits. I'm guessing Pofanyxes might try and stall for the Tiger Race next. He's not far off in terms of fuel or manpower. As for Steam, there's no further sign of anything there. Vehicles being floated. He is going for tier 4 now, so he may go for some heavier stuff himself. Maybe a Panther, maybe a Sturm Panzer as well. And we got Steven here with tactical movement. Nice. Allows his troops to sprint, including the Panzerjägers, of course. Thumbs up there to Stephen. Going steady with the T-34-6. Then his hot pursuit of the issue 6M. Via Propagandacaster raining down in the positions of Pofanyxes. Awesome back in the north. Going for that fuel cache. And there we go, we got the IS-2 out here for Predator. The Red Army. Panther 4 moving up, flanking the IS-2 shot. Bounces or misses, hard to tell there. Fuel cache down, finally taking out one of the 3, leaving still. Oh, actually took out 2 of them. Pretty good there then. And Stephen here could go for a Panther now. He said he might be tempted to with the eyes 2 out in the field. Meanwhile, Pofanyxes is getting ever closer to the Tiger Race here. As for Mute, TVD's begin treading out more T-Fed forces as the Germans. I think that'd be great to go in the northern victory point. Just reinforcing healing and repairing stuff here. Of course, Predator can assist Pofanyxes or Mute for repairing his armor. Southeast Storm Punch repaired. We got mines playing down here by Pofanyxes and Stephen. Thumbs up there. Laying down, as you can see, numerous telemines to like absorb any potential assault there. Up north, bit of been here from Predator, and Stephen sort of trying to harass Predator's maneuvers up north. Storm Punch moving in, shoots and misses. Another Katyusha barrage out here from Predator. 10 kills, veteran 2-1. Combination to land fire the Storm Panzer. Oh, narrow hit there. But didn't do too much damage in the end besides killing Yuri. Got Mute there with a Katyusha of his own. Steve is still filling resource, seems like he's hesitant. Meanwhile, Pofanyxes is getting ever closer to that Tiger Race. He has the fuel, he has the tech, he has the command point, he just needs the manpower, which is roughly 2 minutes away. But he's even not paying attention, costing him the sniper in a slightly awkward way here. Up north, shots was routed, and further up north here, German infantry makes a successful assault here on Predator's northern positions, flashing out any defenders. But the sniper does slightly break it out. In the center, we got the astronaut advancing here on the German position. Storm Punch almost out. Katyusha firing down. Further catching inflicting him for Pofanyxes. Pack 40 on that. They could get rushed by the Germans. Got air support called in by Stephen. Mute's half tether. Oh, he's gone, so he doesn't actually know if shooting it down. We got a Panther on the way for Pofanyxes. So he's not going for the Tiger Race, who's ever so close to it, which is a bit weird. As for Stephen, he could go for a Panther, but he isn't. He's in fact just floating a ton of resources, which seems a bit weird. But the timing for it. Aircraft shut down. Oh, it's because he hadn't built the heavy Panther. I thought he had actually. Aircraft shut down in the north here. Probably the IS-2's disco machine gun, which can shoot down aircraft. Apparently takes out both of them. So we've got 364 and 223. So it's actually at the moment have a larger force than the Germans, but aren't quite flexing it fully. There we go. Steam going for a Panther of his own. Pofanyxes' Panther's almost done. The Panzerkampfwagen 5, Pride of the Vaterland. There you go. Panther number 1 out here for Pofanyxes. Fix up the Panther 4. Panther almost done. For Stephen. Predator going for a half-tech, so he's going to be the one going for the anti-aircraft half-tech this time around. Obviously don't want to have to deal with Stephen's still close air support too much. I probably doesn't want to rely too much on one lone gunner with a 50 cal, you know, on his IS-2 to try and deal with the entire Luftwaffe. Conscious gun is pushing them back. Panther almost down there for Stephen. Very close. Half take out for Predator, and he can actually, I think, upgrade already. There we go. Pack 40 for Stephen as well. He punts up the Corona field tick. Panther getting away here to the surge. Panther 4 there in risk of being outmaneuvered, destroyed. Up north, we got move here from Predator. Very slowly happening against Stephen's position as well here. In the center, shock troops going for the center victor point, being hammered by the Flak Panzer. 21 kills, slowly approaching the ace level. Armor they're hitting some hits off on the Panther. We got tactical movement again from Stephen, charging with his Panzerjägers. So much going up north here. Troops gradually advancing against Predator's northern positions, but now with the IS-2 assault going through the center, that might be a bit too risky. Directly on the flank, Panzerjägers on the fire from the Panther on the fire from the IS-2, but there you go. Panther charging in. Shot bounces from the Isshin-6M. And the IS-2 backs off rather than entangle with the Panther. Storm Panther rebounding in the south. We got 8 kills on the half HP 2 5 moving up here. Troops falling back. Direct hit on the Storm Panzer here. Unit wiped out. Heavy blood letting in both sides. Panther 4. Looks going to try and flank here. Mute. Get behind him. Very good. They're punishing Predator for not being close to the teammate this time around. T-Fed have got to go down there. Going for the H5. The first for the Panther. Blitzing and the Panther. Nice aggressive flank here by Stephen. Completely throwing off Mute here. Who's not expecting that one at all. He didn't take out the Katyusha here. And down it goes, Panther 4 getting mentioned to a huge blow there to Mute and the Red Army, leaving only Predator now with really the largest force here. Quick replacing the H-35 though. Pursuing the armor here, H-6 taking a few nice hits there. Nice hit on the Panther by the IS-2, but the assault gun is knocked out nonetheless. Predator's going to have to replace that one, probably with an H-5 at this point. Panther 4 down to half, T-54 6 almost out of the war. Panther 4, ooh, close one there, but there you go, gets too close, gets hit by an anti-tank grenade. Damaging the engine. H-5 almost down there for Mute. Still seeing in the T-54 there, high risk game there by Mute. Almost got the Panther 4, we got the Panther wing up again. Panther wing up there. On the other side with the damage in plus the Panther 4, could see the IS-2 go down here. Woo, that was a close one there for Predator. His IS-2 barely survived though, and Salt's very close to Editing 2. Not an Agent 6 for Predator, not an Agent 5. As for Butte, hard to say there. They may want to try and line up their attacks from another angle rather than just constantly charge at the Germans at this point. Panther falling back here. Worth noting, neither German player has any artillery, not even a mortar, and I'm guessing Pofanyxes is now going for the Tiger race. Maybe he isn't. But I think the Soviets may start to need to bring up more tank destroyers. They need to bring up anti-tank guns. In fact, I'm a bit surprised we've seen not a single Zis gun from either Serb player. In particular, on a map like this. It's a bit of a strange choice there by the Serbs. If you got shock troops for the center, get the pack forward, they're being hold up. And routing machine they're setting up right in front of the shock troops. Ace level by the way. Panthers nearby to assist. In the south here. Pofanyxes line getting away here to Mute's assault. We got the Panther back up under Steven's command. Northern victory point. We see the little gunners got the T-6 coming up there. Greg hitting the Panther. Pofanyxes is so close to that Tiger race, and there you go. Steven's Panther is in some deep sauerkraut. Casualties being inflicted on the German army. Panther could risk getting knocked out here by Mute's H-85. One more hit, and that's it. The main gun is out. Other Panthers charging forwards. And the Panther is gone. Takes out the flame factory. Other significant armored losses here for the 24th Panzer, but still, Stevens sees number 2 heading north with the Grenadiers. Up north, IS-2 being repaired very safely there by Predator, making much harder for the Germans to dive in and take it out. And there you go, Pofanyxes has the Tiger Rays out now as well. Could use a bad time to get some kills, but every rocket apparently managed to miss despite an otherwise target-rich environment, if you will. So now with the 31 kills. Good work there by Predator and that sniper. Half taking coming up. At the same time, we've got the IS almost good to go here for Predator. Continuing up. Troops being murdered. Takes out the Panther. It's too close to it, which looks like something's been lined up in the south by Steven and Pofanyxes. Tiger Race Panther Force being lined up. I'm guessing Steven's setting up for another Panther. And we got another H-5 out there for Mute. A lot of tank destroyers. Pack cleared out, but a problem there for the Germans. Seeing now currently one with the smallest force out of the 3 players, rather they all have exactly 80 population. They just last at 100. Panther going for deep dive. He's blitzing. I think what he's doing here is basically using the Panther Force bait, so the H-5 can deal with it. And then once they're dealing with the Panther Force, the Tiger Race then moves in to take advantage of this. 2 thumbs up for this maneuver. Bit of aggressive baiting there can be quite an effective tactic. And now we got the Panther gun. And there you go. Beautiful assault here. Beautiful assault. Again, the Panther Force basically being a red herring just to draw away the attention, and then open for the main assault. Still Panther ends up taking a lot of damage, but may work out the Panther getting the H-level H-5 down. Tiger Race for the damage engine, almost got the H-5. One more shot and it's down. One more shot. H-5 misses the Panther 4. T-54 is down. H-level IS-2 from the north. H-2 gained. Panther 4 misses the H-5. H-5. Oh, T-54 went down. IS-2 assault continues. And the 8th Panther Force takes out Mute's tank destroyer. He's got next to nothing left now. Predator was too slow to realize what's going on there, but by the time he realized he was reacting, it was too late. No! Even now, the Panther Force going deep behind Predator's line. He's going for the half-track and the Katyusha, taking out the anti-aircraft half-track. Stephen's wild ride continues. It almost sounds like some sort of BBC program that's trying to make some dull something sound really exciting. Stephen's wild ride into Northumbrian archaeology. Anyways, Panther Force wild ride there stops and he doesn't get the Katyusha, but that was a hell of a maneuver there. 2 thumbs up to Stephen. I wish I had more thumbs to give to that, but the police tend to frown on that one. And this was a shock 2 position 6 on number 2 on the way there for Predator. His IS-2 is still alive, but it's not quite having the impact I imagined it envisioned it would. More targets being repaired. The Panther need repairs. Stephen here going for another Panther. Another Panzerkampfwagen 5. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. 226, 175. But some really great maneuvers there by Pofanyxes' team. And while Mutant Predators got good teamwork, they're not seemingly quite as fluid and flexible as Pofanyxes' team now together. Katyusha firing down the machine gun. Goes to the conscripts. Rocket fire this time. I'm doing much meaningful. Got the jump out with 16 kills, Vector 2. Pretty good there for Pofanyxes. More Grenadiers, no Panzer Grenadiers. The team still got his Panzer Grenadier, but the Panzerjägers have passed away at this point. Snuffed out. And there you go, another Panther for Stephen. Deutschland. The fighting continues, but it seems like the 24th Panzer to some degree is stabilized here versus the 1st Guards making us core. Predator's side of the fight is still reasonable. He's short on infantry. Mute, though, is short on everything. Infantry, support weapons, armor. It's very much Predator's now to sort of carry the entire fight here, and he may struggle to do so. And in the pinball machine is the Panther. Got the assault gun out there. Has been rushed here by the command squad and the shock troopers. Tiger's close to new 2. Great hit by the field gun on the Panther. Looks like Mute is possibly pulling up here with the Predator now. Hard to say there, but looks like it. Finally brought in some field guns, but a bit later they got the Panther moving up and getting the assault guns head on. Brexit in the Panther. Punching several large shots, in fact down to less than half of that at the moment for Stephen. Tiger's moving up, directly here by the IS-2 on the flank. IS-2 though, times away here from the 8th level. Got the field gun crew though. Bit of blood there to Mute. Who's quite frankly suffered through quite a few blows already. You're saying with one of them is not starting to suffer from quite the severe concussion. Triple assault guns there. T-54 though. He needs to push out. There we go. Panther sneaking in here. They could have gone, I think, for the flank there against Predator and Mute. But there you go. Stunning the IS-2. And pack crew wiped out by artillery fire here from Predator's Katyusha. Storm Hunter moving up here. The word lights up in a cascade of explosions. Stephen orders a tactical movement, by which he means charge. Right at the enemy with Panzer gun is falling in and taking some loss here. The sniper ball is still alive. 36 kills. Ace level. Impressive. Got the field gun again. Assault gun continues. Oh, assault tank. Technically continues to blast away there. Close to 83. IS-2 in trouble. Assault guns bombarding. A lot of shots aren't quite landing. There you go. Panther eventually 2 goes for deep flank in the IS-2. Could take it out here. Sturmpanzer meanwhile destroying all the fire. Predator's 2 folks with the Sturmpanzer ignoring the Panther, giving Panther enough time. There you go. Take out the IS-2. The Panther is down. Now Stephen's flanking with his own Panther. Tiger shots rush in now. Comes the command squad, knocked out by a shattering hit here from the Sturmpanzer. Defense on the flank with a damaged engine. Panther bouncing shots. Tigris, Pioneers racing in through the minefield that has now been discovered. Assault gun going for it. Run from the Tigris. Don't think it's going to work out well. Storm Puncher joining in the fun. Could activate Spirit mode, by the way. Tifa about to get knocked out. Stephen's Panther getting mentioned. One assault gun down. I think at this point the Surge have lost. The Germans are just cleaning up. Mute Emperors are now in a pretty dire state. Mute in particular has next to nothing left. Most of what he has now been shattered beneath the jackboot of Deutschland. Defense out there for Mute. Back here, reinforcing healing for Stephen. Tigers engaging. Shot bounced. Shot missed. Command tank out for Stephen. We got 226 for 102. Sturmpanzer about to get knocked out there, I think. Nice to hit there. Tigris pop smoke. Damaging the Sturmpanzer. And the Tigris goes down. But even that, I don't think the Surge have a great chance to win this by now. All victory points control the German army. Germans still have a significant armed advantage. And they also importantly have a lot of infantry still alive comparatively. Panther knocks out a T-34, some 6 H5 soldiers coming up. They command Panther charges through the smoke as the Storm Panther holds back. Ace level, by the way. Going for the H5 with the Panther as the command tank goes to the Division 6. Hosing down to the Panther machine gun. Almost got the H5 there. Assault gun as the command tank. Assault gun is winning. 48 versus 226. Command tank goes down in front of the Asian 6. Asian 6 the better survives. Then we've got the Asian 5. Rocket finds out of the base. And I think the Asian 6 is about to go next here to the Panther. Yep. Predator 9 has the Katyusha left and Mute has nothing left. He's got a few engineers and some conscripts. In the end, it is looking like a stunning victory for the German army. A brutal fight on road to Kharkov with some heavy fighting on both sides. But then the Germans will be able to just overall smarter in terms of tactics and maneuvers and just better at reacting faster to the others' needs. Whereas Predators tended to be a bit slow there to assist Mute whenever it came down to it. So that really gave, I think, the long term, the Germans the advantage. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You learned something from it. I think there's some excellent elements here to learn from. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, and of course tell your friends. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.